Hey y'all, my name is Mindy, and I have been on an incredible journey over the last 2 years, shedding over 110 pounds with the help of Wegovy and Mounjaro. I spent over a year on Mounjaro alone, and I'm here to spill the tea. In this video, I'm going to share 3 harsh realities about Mounjaro that I think you need to know. These revelations could be a game changer, and they're coming straight from someone who lived it. So let's get into it. My weight loss journey began in October of 2021 on Wegovy with the original manufacturer coupon that gave me 6 refills for $25 a month because my insurance at the time was basically useless. When that coupon ran out, I switched to a semaglutide compound tablet because I don't know about you, but I didn't have $1,600 a month to spend on a weight loss medication. Shortly after that, Mounjaro was approved by the FDA, and I was able to get on the original manufacturer coupon, which gave me 12 refills for $25 a month. At the end of that coupon, I switched to a semaglutide compound injection until November, when my new insurance approved my PA and I was able to go back to Wegovy about 3 weeks ago. First of all, I just want to say that the purpose of this video is not to poop all over Mounjaro and Zepbound. I recognize that this medication can be an absolute miracle for those of us who need it. This video is really to provide an alternative perspective from someone who's really been through it with these meds. For those of you who have been on Mounjaro and maybe didn't get the results that you were expecting, or for those of you who are researching GLP meds and trying to decide what's right for you. Before I get into the first reality, if you've noticed something on your GLP-1 journey that you haven't really heard a whole lot of people talking about, I would love to hear from you down in the comments. That being said, here we go with number 1. So the first reality that I want to shed light on is that Mounjaro is not necessarily better than Wegovy, or Saxenda, or Trulicity, or any GLP-1 for that matter. I remember when all the buzz started going around about Mounjaro, everyone, including me, was so excited about everything we were hearing. Better weight loss, fewer side effects. Even though I was lucky enough not to have many side effects on Wegovy, it sounded too good to be true. And when I saw the coupon and realized that I would be able to get on Mounjaro for basically a year for $25 a month, that sealed the deal for me. I was so excited that I couldn't even contain myself. You can look back at those videos and see how excited I was. After all the success that I had had on Wegovy, and with all the buzz about how Mounjaro was supposed to be so much better than any GLP ever created, I had the highest of hopes. Now, to give you a little bit of perspective, in the 24 months that I was on Wegovy, I lost 65 pounds. During those 24 weeks, I wasn't doing any major exercise. I was just healing my relationship with food, counting calories, and taking very, very short walks intermittently. At over 365 pounds with arthritis, there really wasn't a whole lot more that I could do without being in serious pain. So, being under 300 pounds for the first time in decades, I was excited about not only starting Mounjaro, but also to start purposefully exercising for the first time in my journey at that point. So when I started Mounjaro with this fresh new hope and added physical activity, I expected to at least have the same results that I had on Wegovy, if not better. But at the end of my 48 weeks, I had only lost 45 pounds. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, poor you, only 45 pounds. But you have to understand, I had spent twice the time on Mounjaro as I had on Wegovy and lost less than 70% of the weight. Even though I was way more physically active, I was heartbroken. I thought that surely it had to be me, that I was doing something wrong, or I don't know what. Because Mounjaro was supposed to be this miracle drug. It was supposed to be the end-all be-all of every weight loss med ever created. And that leads me to my second reality. And that's that Mounjaro can cause depression. Changes in mood while taking Mounjaro can include increased irritability, feeling down or depressed, anxiety or restlessness, changes in sleep patterns, and difficulty concentrating. If you've ever done any research at all into these drugs, you've probably heard about the possibility of insomnia and even a bit about anxiety. But in all the research that I had ever done, and trust me, I did a lot, I had never heard anything about depression. So I assumed it was just me, that I was feeling sorry for myself because I just wasn't losing as quickly as I had been on Wegovy. And if we're being real, there may have been a little bit of that. I don't really know how to describe it other than to say I just didn't feel like myself on Mounjaro. I'm usually a fairly positive person, and I've struggled with some bouts of depression in the past, but never anything this prolonged or this severe. If you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. There is a noticeable difference in the content on my channel between when I was on Wegovy and when I was on Mounjaro, and now that I'm back on Wegovy again. The biggest aha moment for me came when my Mounjaro coupon ran out and I had to switch back to the semaglutide compound injection. It was like a switch flipped. I felt like myself again. I wasn't getting all doom and gloom every time something didn't go my way or obsessing over every single little aspect of my weight loss journey, which really isn't healthy no matter what way you look at it. So if you're on Mounjaro and you've been struggling with your mental health, know that you're not alone. Be sure to talk to your doctor about it, because there's a good chance that it's not just you, and you don't need to suffer through that if it's not necessary. You could benefit from switching to another medication that may even work better for you, like Wegovy does for me. Before we get to the last reality, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know down in the comments if you have anything to add or if you've experienced these same things that I have. The last thing that I don't remember anyone talking about when I started my Mounjaro journey is that the positive side effects of these meds don't last forever. When I say positive side effects, I mean primarily appetite suppression and food noise reduction. As a cause of action, I assumed that once those effects kicked in, that they would be there for as long as I was on these meds. And as someone who did not take her time moving through the titration schedule, because I thought that the faster I got to the upper doses, the more weight I would lose, it really didn't take me long to realize how big of a mistake that was. After only a couple of months on Mounjaro, the food noise started to come back. And I was thinking about food all the time again. If you're someone who struggles with food noise and food obsession, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's one of the biggest reliefs when you're on these GLP-1 drugs, when those food thoughts start to quiet down or go away completely. So when they came back, I was devastated. Thankfully, I had already learned some healthy habits that helped me keep that in check for the most part. I also noticed that I was able to eat significantly more than I had before. During my time on Wegovy, I would get to a point after a very small quantity of food where it felt like I literally could not take another bite. That feeling on Mounjaro was gone. I was easily able to overeat if I wasn't paying attention, which is where calorie counting came in clutch for me. Now that I'm back on Wegovy, that I can't eat anymore feeling is back with a vengeance. So for whatever reason, whether it's switching up the meds or that my body just responds better to semaglutide, those effects just didn't sustain on Mounjaro for me. And I've heard that from many others as well. So if you decide to take Mounjaro, or any GLP for that matter, take your time titrating up, because once you've hit the top of that mountain, there is nowhere to run to, baby. Ultimately, GLP-1 medications have saved my life. So was it worth all the ugly to get where I am right now? Absolutely. Do I wish I had been a little bit better prepared for some of what was coming? Well, yeah. I'm one of those people that like to go into something with my eyes wide open. I want to know exactly what I'm getting myself into, and I do tons of research before I start anything, especially something as significant as a medication. The reason I do that is so that I don't feel like I'm losing my mind when something feels off. So if you're on Mounjaro and Zepbound and you aren't feeling your best, know that you aren't alone. Also know that there are other options out there that could work better for you. I know that for me, Wegovy is a much better fit, but I never would have known that if I hadn't tried Mounjaro for myself. Will I try the new GLP-1s that'll no doubt enter the market before I reach my goal weight? Probably. And I will definitely bring you along for the ride as I do. I know I haven't given y'all a weight loss update in a while, and I promise it's coming. On next week's vlog, I'm going to be sharing the final results from this cut and talking about the next steps in my journey. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure you say hi or ask me any questions that you may have down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.